Welcome everyone. I am Dr. Shambhu Yadav, a neuroscientist and a stress biologist at Harvard. And today we are going to learn something which we all faced, that is decision making. Think back to a time when you made a choice and regretted. Maybe it was something small like sending an email in a rush, or something big like taking a job that did not feel quite well for you, or choosing a career where you will not enjoy at all. And probably you look back later and thought, what was I thinking behind that decision? So the truth is, bad decision does not happen because we are lazy or we are foolish. It happens because our brains sometimes work against us. The life moves quickly, emotions flare up, information feels overwhelming. In the chaos, we rely on the habit, pressure, or gut instinct. And those gut instincts, they are not always best decision for us or best guide for us. But the decision making is a skill. It's something you can practice and improve. And thanks to the neuroscience, we now understand so much about why we make such a choices, especially the one that does not serve well for us. And when you know how your brain works, you can learn to pause, reflect, and make decisions that align with your values and goals. So today we'll explore what drives our decision, why we sometimes fall into the trap, and how to avoid those pitfalls. By end of this video, you will have practical tools you can use immediately to make better choices. And once that leave you feeling confident and in control. So let's dive in. So when you are making a decision, two parts of your brain are at work. First, there is a prefrontal cortex, which is somewhere here, and that is the logical, rational side of your brain, and that help you plan, weigh pros and cons, and think long term. It is a part of you that say, let's take a moment to figure this out. And then there is amygdala, the emotional center of your brain. The amygdala is like an alarm system. It's great for the emergency, like when you need to jump out of the way of the speeding car. But it is not so great when you are deciding whether to hit send button on a heated email. Under stress, the amygdala can take over, and this is called the emotional hijack. And that's why you might make a choice in the heat of the moment that you later regret. Your brain also relies on the mental shortcut that is called biases. These shortcuts save energy but can lead to mistakes. For example, confirming bias make you focus on the information that support what you already believe, even it is not accurate. And the overconfidence bias can make you assume you know more than you actually do. On the top of that, there is a decision fatigue. After a day filled with choices, your brain gets tired, and that's why you are more likely to grasp junk food or procrastinate in the evening. It's not just hunger or the laziness, it's exhaustion. So understanding these brain dynamics is the first step to avoid bad decisions. When you recognize what is happening, you can interrupt the process and give yourself a space to make better choices. So why do we make bad decisions? The stress is one of the biggest culprits. When you are under stress, your brain releases cortisol. And while this can help you focus in the short term, too much cortisol clouds your judgment and makes you reactive instead of reflecting. And the another trap is like time pressure. When you feel rushed, your brain defaults to the easiest option rather than the best option. It's survival mechanism, but it does not always lead to good outcomes. Information overload is another challenge. In today's world, we are continuously bombarded with the data, opinion, and choices. So when your brain tries to process too much at once, it struggles to figure out what is actually important. And this can lead to either overanalyzing or making a snap decision without considering the bigger picture. Then emotions also play a huge role. They color your decision in subtle but powerful ways. Anger might push you to confront someone in a way you later regret. Fear can keep you from taking a necessary risk. Even the excitement can mislead you, making something seems better than it really is. So the key is to notice when these factors are influencing you. When you can pause and name what's happening, whether it is a stress, pressure, or emotions, you are already halfway to better decision. So how do you make a better decision? This is obvious question, right? So start by giving yourself a moment to pause. This might sound simple, but it's incredibly effective. When you take a decision, even a few seconds to pause, you shift from the reacting emotionally to thinking logically. It's like hitting a reset button for your brain. Isn't it amazing? And then one powerful technique is the 10-10-10 rule. So before making a decision, ask yourself, how will I feel about in the 10 minutes, in 10 months, and in 10 years? And this mental exercise helps you to set back from the immediate emotion and consider the bigger picture for you. Another way to improve your decision is to manage stress before making a choice. Stress clouds judgment, it's a fact. Sometimes as small as taking 5 deep breaths can calm your nervous system and clear your mind. When you are overwhelmed with the disinformation, focus on what is essential. Not necessary detail matter equally. So identify the core fact and let the rest go. If you are feeling stuck, talking with someone you trust, a fresh perspective can help you see blind spot you don't notice. And the writing down your thoughts work too. So that is also called the journaling. Sometimes just putting things on the paper makes the decision clear. And finally, delay decision when the emotions are running high. If you are angry, scared, or overly excited, give yourself time. Even 2 minutes of the reflection can make a big difference for you. There are also practical framework you can use to structure your decision. One of my favorite is OODA loop. The first, observe what is happening, what is the situation, and what is the noise versus the real usage. And next, orient yourself by thinking about your priorities and values. What true matter here? Then decide the next best step. Don't overcomplicate it. And finally, act. The beauty of this framework is that you can repeat it, refining your decision as new information comes in. So remember, OODA: observe, orient, decide, and finally act. The scenario planning is another great tool. So imagine the best case scenario. What is the ideal outcome? Now picture the worst case scenario. What is the most realistic worst thing that could happen, and could you handle it? And then focus on the most likely outcome. This balance of optimism, conscious, and the realism can help you make more grounded choices. So the bottom line, bad decisions often happen when we let stress, emotion, or urgency take control. But by the understanding how your brain works, pausing to reflect and using tools like a 10-10-10 rule or the ODA loop, you can make choices that serve you, not ones you regret. Remember, every decision you make shapes your future, and the learn to make them well is one of the best investment you can make it yourself. So thank you for the watching. If you found this really helpful, share with your friend and family, and see you in the next video.